I'm trying to think. There has not been another person that played overseas basketball since me and Mark left.
Damn. Yeah, that's like how long ago?
We left college. We left high school in 2008.
It's like 2023. That's
15 years.
dang, bro. That's crazy.
There has not been another player that played high Division 1 since we left.
That too. But also that's because the county, exposure.
We made it. Trailblazers. I know about 2 other people that talk about basketball, overseas basketball podcast. Trailblazers, man. It's in our blood, man. It's in our blood.
What are you thinking? Yeah. What are you thinking? Yeah. If you wanna know my thoughts, open your ears when I talk. Yeah. What are you thinking? Hey. What are you thinking? Hey. If you wanna know my thoughts, open your ears when I talk. Yeah.
Welcome back to another edition of the Arnold Stars podcast. It is your boy Arnold, and this is another Q&A segment. Got another young bull in the chair, man, in the hot seat. See what he got going on, man. This is my cousin. I'm gonna let him introduce himself and get right into it.
Yeah, my name's Daniel.
As you can see, he's a little nervous. It's all good. It's all good, man. This is my cousin Daniel Lewis. He got the Lewis name. This is my uncle. They got stuff flying. This is my uncle's brother's son. So this is my first cousin. My first cousin. He in college right now. He won a hoop overseas. So we're gonna talk about it. I'm like, you are the exact person that I need on my podcast, because you is right in that era where you want to know what's next, you want to know what you need to do to get there, and what's the future beholds, like what's next, you know what I mean, like right. What do you need to do from this point, because there's things you need to be worried about and thinking about now in order to get forward. See, that's what the problem is. This episode of Arnold Stars Podcast was brought to you by Bold Claims Apparel. Bold Claims. It's not just a statement, it's a lifestyle. Make sure you check the link in the bio and shop all of our latest apparel today. Back to the episode. I believe, because when I was coming up in school, all they talked about was the NBA, and all they talked about was like getting to the league. But what happens when you don't get to the league? Like 95% of people don't. Mm-hmm. Because like I said yesterday, when we had the little run, it's only 400 in the NBA. And it's only 2 imports normally per team overseas. So what are you going to do different to stand out amongst millions? You better start thinking about that right now. So you got a couple of questions. Go ahead, man. Go ahead with your questions. You know what I'm saying? Get straight into it. See what you got. What you want to know. What you been thinking about. You know what I'm saying? What's on your mind?
Yeah, okay, so the first one I had was, where should I look if I'm not sure what my next step is? Because, especially if you don't, like in my case, I wasn't some high recruit coming out of high school. I'm a walk-on for the most part. So I always had to just like let it go and let it come to me type stuff. But I never knew what to really expect or do out of high school.
Okay, so what is your goals? Like what do you want? First and foremost, I feel like that's the first thing we gotta understand is, what do you want?
Well, what I want, there's a lot of play to it, but like I've always wanted like simplicity out of what I do. It's not necessarily that I want anything, besides from an average life.
As far as your goals, as far as like basketball, let's say it's basketball.
Basketball.
But it's good to know also in life too, because they go hand in hand if that's the career choice that you're choosing. Mm-hmm. So I believe first and foremost, let's not even think about it in a basketball term. What do you want in life?
Simplicity, just simple things.
What does that mean?
Like work, get home, and family time. That's all you could really ask for.
So you want to work? What kind of job would you like?
Oh, basketball. Something I enjoy. That's the type of job I want.
Okay. Kind of like an overseas life. Like you get to do what you want to do and get paid for it. Basically. So you wanna love your job that you're doing, but you want to get paid for it, and you love basketball, which I'm assuming.
Yeah.
So you want to get paid to play basketball.
Basically, yeah.
Family time, okay. And you don't know what steps to take, or you don't know where you're at in the path right now. Like, am I headed towards this, or am I close?
Yeah.
You're trying to gauge yourself to see is this worth.
I don't know where to go. I feel stuck.
You feel stuck. That's actually a good feeling, to be honest.
Be stuck?
Mm-hmm. Because you're actually trying to go somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
Because a lot of times you don't get lost if you don't go nowhere. You don't get stuck in situations if you don't do anything.
That's true.
So that's actually a good sign. That's actually a good thing, because as you're pursuing something, it's supposed to have difficulties. It's supposed to have roadblocks in it, because it's actually the sign that you're actually doing something that you want to do, or it's going to help you grow in some aspects of life. Because even with the basketball, okay, your goal is to be playing professionally for a living, earn money, take care of your family, your next steps in life, and you want to understand how you get there, and you're stuck now. What do you see for yourself what do you want next? What do you want next? Like, okay, I know you just got done with JUCO, and now you're wanting to go to college. The ultimate goal as of now, of what we're talking about, is to play overseas or play professionally.
Mm-hmm.
And you just want to know if you're on track. Honestly, you can tell if you're on track right now by just leaving school and trying to go play pro. Do you feel like you're ready for that?
No.
Then you're not ready. Okay, so you understand that I'm not ready for that. So the answer is, what do I need to do to get ready for that? Because that's the goal. Someone asked me one time, how do I know? They asked me about their jump shot. I was doing another Q&A with another guy. And he asked me, do I believe that I thought his jump shot was good enough to play professionally? I said, what do you ask? I said, answer the question again. He said, do I believe his jump shot was good enough to be a pro player? I said, go look in the mirror and ask yourself that. Until you believe in your heart, and until you believe that I'm ready, it's not going to happen. Like in my book, the 6 must-have traits. That's why I call them traits. Not things you need to do, but it has to be a trait in you to believe in yourself enough to know, man, I could play this game. I know I could be a pro. I know I could play. You don't feel that now, which is fine. Which is actually good, because you have time to continuously build that belief by the work you put in. You work at it long enough, you already got, of course I see you work and I see your game, but you got a potential. That's why I talk to you right now. Everybody has a potential. It's just how much work. See, I think that's the way the misconception comes in of everybody can do it. Sure, but some people got to put in a certain amount of work more than others.
It's true. Yeah, like talent, basically.
Yeah. So, as bad as you want it, you got to understand the type of work that you're getting. Is it enough to get me where I need to be going? You could tell by, okay, we're finna go play in this tournament. Now you get to gauge yourself against a bunch of pros.
That's what I was expecting too.
That's exactly why I called you. I'm going to gauge you against some real pros so you can start to kind of feel like, okay, I'm with it, or I need a lot more work to be done. Now you get the chances to gauge yourself, because I was the same way when I was coming up. Second year, this is when I first started playing in the money tournament, start playing against pros, NBA guys who've been overseas for 10 years. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I'm your cousin. You play against me and stuff, but now you're going against other people who trying to take your head off, who playing for that money.
Yeah.
And these are certain things that can help you build your confidence, because you either realize, man, I got a long way to go, or like, I see that I can do this. So in this aspect of where you're at right now and trying to get to your goal, that's something that you got to decide for yourself. Like I said, belief. If you can't look yourself in the mirror and say, I'm ready to play overseas basketball, you're not gonna really get that far, bro. You won't even get there, because you don't even believe in yourself. And a lot of times when it comes to anything, people only believe in a person as much as they believe in themselves. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, the next question.
Oh yeah. Where's mine? What's one thing everyone should invest in?
This one is an easy one.
It's easy.
Oh yeah, yourself. Spend more money, more time on yourself than you do anything else in this world. Hands down. Focus more on investing in yourself, in your brain, in your body, in your health. Most people look at things and be like, how much does it cost? First thing everybody you ask for something, they always want to know how much it costs.
Yeah.
What does it cost? It's really like a poverty mindset. The real question is, what is it worth? Because if it's worth enough, don't matter what the price is. I don't know who, I'm listening to some guy on the internet, got a podcast, and he was like, if I said I will give you $1 million, right? Mm. But you have to die tomorrow. What's more important, your life or $1 million?
The life.
So what's your life worth? What do things worth to you than what it costs? See what I'm saying? Yeah. So
there's value in those.
You have to start thinking more of what things are worth to you. The things you search for, what is it worth to you? You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I gotta start thinking like that.
Hey man,
it's not the cost, it's the worth.
It's the worth. Anything that you need is because you gotta think about it. If I got a toothache, if it's not that bad, I'm not gonna really worry about it too much. If it's just a little slight ache, but you ever get one of those where you can't sleep and it's just eating at you and you can't eat, you can't drink, and you sleep and you got headaches, and you're like, man, I would do anything to get this out. Hey man, it cost you about $2,000 to get it. I gotta figure out some way to get this out of my mouth because the pain or whatever. What's it worth to you? You gotta start asking yourself, what do things really mean to you? You know what I mean? Yeah. It takes time. Like, I would say the difference also in my book is finding a mentor. Like this whole Q&A, because you asking these questions, other people are asking these questions too. So I'm just kind of like, okay, this is my mentor. This is what I do to, you know what I'm saying, ask the question, because I know there's a lot of questions that people want to know that are in your same shoes, have the same question, have the same doubts. We all go through the same doubts, bruh. Mm. We all go through the same doubts, and until we hear somebody say like, yeah, man, I felt like that. It took me, honestly, the first time I really started having success in the overseas basketball, I was still doubting myself then. I just went for back-to-back player of the week, I think it was. I went for like 34 and 28, and then like 34 and 12, because we played back-to-back nights. Going crazy. I got home, I was wondering, am I even good?
How, though?
But we all got them.
I need your help.
Let's pause it right there.
What's up, guys? I just dropped my new ebook, 6 Must-Have Steps to Be an Overseas Basketball Player. You know, I've been playing for the last 9 years. I got all the steps and the traits that you need to start your journey with networking, with getting a mentor, all the things that you need to start your journey to be a protege. So go get that ebook, click the link in the bio, and make sure you get your steps to being that overseas pro one day. Let's go.
All right, man, back at it with the interview. Just to put into a little context, if you got family, you got to help them out sometimes. So we had to cut the interview, but we back with the Q&A. We're going to pick it right back up where we left off. Question number 3, just pick up where you want to at.
Oh yeah, question number 3 is how do you better understand the game? Because, you know, for me, with little to no experience at all, like I have to firsthand experience these before I could actually understand and read it on the court myself.
What parts of the game are you trying to understand? Because that's a very broad question when you ask the game. That's why, you know, it's a game. There's so many aspects to what part of the game you want to know.
Okay.
If you can break it down, if you had to be a little bit more specific, I could better answer the question.
If it was for my case, it'd be like offense and scoring and like how to like just in that moment's notice, in that
How
millisecond.
you read the game.
Yeah, how to read the game.
How to
what
continue to
do
read the game.
in that very moment.
By honestly, it takes experience, reps, and reading the game by watching the game. When you watch a game, you don't just watch the scoring. But if you're gonna watch, okay, I'm watching the scoring. You want to score because I've seen your play. I've seen how you play. You're not getting much taller. You're not even finna have a growth spurt and just hit 6'8". You know what I mean?
Yeah.
At this point, you're already in your second year of college. I think you're about capped out. If I'm being honest, I think you're about capped out. So with that information and that about your game, you got to understand. Okay, let me start looking at it. Because what's your height? 6'2", 6'3"?
6'3".
6'3". My two guard in college was 6'3". Two guard. You're a two guard. A scoring guard. So that means I'm going to have to learn how to absolutely score this basketball in every single way. And how do you do that? You start watching scores. See, what people don't understand is, like, I think I said, repetition is the father of all learning. I think I heard a guy say that. So that means to learn something, you just got to continuously do it. You got to continuously see yourself scoring. You got to continuously watch the best scores and understand how they break down the game. You ever heard like YouTube University, where people want to learn something, they just go to YouTube and YouTube all the videos?
Yeah.
You could possibly do that. Most people just go get a course. Like, remember I said I created a course that I taught exactly what I did for all the championships that I won in my career, just to break down, because some people want to know, okay, what kind of player I want to be. For me, I'm a champion. I'm a 6'7", small forward, power forward at this position. This is what I did to allow me to be effective enough to get this far in my career, to win these championships, to acquire the statistics or to win the way I've been able to win in my career. This is what I've done. This is my weight training. This is my morning routine. This is my belief system. This is my visualization practice. This is all the things that I do that made me into the player that I am today. So, if anybody's watching and say, you know what, I want to at least know what you did to kind of repeat that, to try to have the same success. So I put it all in a course or in a program. You need to find that person and mimic everything. Greatness leaves clues. Greatness leaves clues. My slogan always: greatness is a habit, not a right. You can't want to be great without having the greatness habit, because your habits are who you are. Everything you do are just a whole bunch of mix up of your habits. No matter what, it's just your habits. Yeah. So if your habits is greatness, that's what you will know. That's what will be produced, because those are your habits. They talk about Kobe's, and I love Kobe's. Just what he was. His mama mentality, all that. But he did a lot of crazy stuff that people did not do, and because of that, those are the results. He was a legend because of what he designated himself to do. He created the habits of, this is what I'm going to be. He did legendary habits, so he became a legend. There's only one in Kobe Bean Bryant. It's only mama mentality, that's Kobe. But that's his habits. So you got to really start looking at what are your habits to get you to where you want to be. Who is the person you would say you mimic your game after? Like you kind of similar, understand?
There's a few, but if it was like an ideal, I'd probably say like Dwayne Wade. Mid-range and slashing a lot.
Mm-hmm. Active on the glass. Defense. Energy. So look at D-Wade highlights. Watch him. This is what last season, I said I want to be a really good defensive player. I want to really just like this part of the game I've done. I won a defensive player the year before, but I want to do it at this point in my life. because I want to really show that I'm committed to the game. You're going to tell, because some people just can score and they're just going to be like, oh, I'm here to shoot and I'm here to score. I ain't here to play defense. You know, there's players like that because they're just so excellent at scoring. But I feel for me, I'm always looking for the next challenge. What haven't I done in this game? What haven't I achieved? And how do I, like next season, my goal is 50, 40, 90. That's the goal for me. I want to shoot it for 40% from 3, 50 from the field, and 90% from the free throw line. I set that personal goal each season. Each season I got a goal set, and I got to create the habits I need to get that goal done. The shots, all that. That's all it is. Once you create the habit, then you have room to make more. So.
Oh, like, okay, with watching D-Wade highlights, I usually like to expand it a bit more because, you know, you can't really just always look at one thing. Would you say take it one step at a time or just look at it all?
What are you looking for? I would say, okay, speaking on that defense, I took that, there's a video on YouTube that's just like 20 minutes long of all just defensive breakdowns. I took that video and I watched it every single day. Every single day. I put it on my to-do list. I watched it every single day for like a month.
Dang.
And then I stopped for a while, then I started again. But in that month's time, I seen my defense get better. What you focus on grows. So if you continuously focus on what you're trying to achieve, that's what's going to transpire in your life. So I was so focused on defense, and I wanted to be such a better defender, I just let go of what part. Like, I don't need to watch no defensive video. Like, I'm a 9-year pro. I didn't want all this. I finna watch no. I can take that attitude, or I can say, let me go back and let's see what all the things that they are emphasizing to make you the better defender, and how can I add that to my game, and then I'm gonna make sure that I watch it every single day. And that doesn't even have to be the whole thing. I'll watch like a segment of it. Since it was so long, I'll probably say I'm gonna dedicate 10 minutes a day to just watching this, but I'm gonna watch it every single day and just keep it on repeat. Once I get it 10 minutes, just keep going, because then when you see it so much, you're gonna start noticing it. You're literally making you're literally opening up your conscious more to see what's going on. Now you're more paying attention to what you see on defense other than just reacting. Certain things like, one thing I noticed in the game, when the ball gets on the floor, hit the floor. First one to the floor wins. A lot of players don't want to hit that floor and die for that basketball. They want to try to scoop and score. First one to the floor wins. And I started realizing that in the game. Every time a loose ball, I'm laying it out. And I'm looking at, there's not a lot of people who are willing to just lay it out on their line to get the ball on the ground. That simple thing leads to steals. I remember in a series, ball got lost, fumbled around. I hit the floor first, got it, passed to my point guard. I had another dude cut right down the middle, gave it to him late.
Easy point.
You feel me? Just like that.
Easy point.
Hit the floor, sacrifice. But I wouldn't have been in that mindset if I wasn't continuously watching this video keep telling me that's a part of defense. That's a part of defense. I'm making myself more aware. I'm expanding my consciousness to be understanding, like, okay, this is what I want. And then when you start seeing it happening, you be like, oh, okay. So that's why you have to take time to really focus on what someone's doing and like who you want to model. It doesn't have to just be one person. Get like 3 people or something and just watch their highlights, like see how they play. D-Book. I would say watch D-Book.
Mid-range crazy.
Watch D-Book. Watch his game. Watch how he uses, what's his go-to moves. Watch how he gets into it. Watch his feet work. How does he do it? Does he do a 1-2? Does he step back? What's his, you know what I'm saying? You got to just watch different scores because your whole goal is, I'm a scorer. I'm a 6'3" guard. What does every guard, if you're talking about playing on the next level, what do you must have? You must have handles. If you don't got handles, you better be able to jump out of the gym or you better have a strap. And I mean a strap.
Yeah, the big bag.
If you are a two guard, you better have a strap. Or you better just be an all-around scorer. I'm going to score this joint and I don't care what nobody going to stop me. That's a mindset. That's what they developed. Kobe and you're not finna stop me from scoring this basketball. I don't care who you is. That's to say that, to believe that, that's a different type of mentality. And that's what makes these guys be so good is their mentality. Like, because you got to think about it. You hit 1 or 2 bad shots. A lot of people just pull back.
Yeah, they just like break confidence
Just
after that.
pull back. Some of the most dangerous scorers people you don't want is a guy that just never stops coming at you. I'm going to miss 10 straight and I'm going to come with 10 more. You be like, man, this guy just never stopped. You got to get that type of mindset. I'm finna score this joint, bruh. That's what, to keep it real, or you better have an absolute clip. It better, because you got to think about it. You think I believe I'm a pretty decent shooter.
Mm.
Now, they got guys who's there. I play a full game. There's got guys who's there strictly for shooting. And this guy's my height that was just flat out, I'm a shooter. So you got to outshoot these guys. You got to think about it. I'm going to go with a guy that's 6'8", that guy who could shoot a cannon, or I'm going to go with a 6'3" guard. Look who you got to beat out. So you better do something you better be an amazing scorer. You got to just keep it a buck. I was tall, and I had skills. I just used a lot of my energy, and I just used what I had. And then I start understanding my game. Where am I the most effective at? That takes time. That takes... To have your full game figured out, you know what I'm saying, you don't really have a trainer. I believe I'm the only one who really breaks down the game for you. Because, one, I've been there. I didn't have a big cousin that I was old enough, played 9 years overseas, won 7 championships. All that... is my blood first cousin. I didn't have that. Just teach you how to work out. No, bro. That's the big reason why I do this. But so I guess I've been in the game long enough to know how the game works and what you need to do to be productive. Like, bro, if you really want, I'm just keeping it 100. If you want to make it to the next level, I'm a scorer. I could do it all. I'm scoring. I'm coming through. I'm floating. I'm rising on people sometime. And I'm 100% every single got to use every bit of this energy that I got, bro. It's all energy. Just burn as much as you can. Burn as much as you can every single time. You already got the work ethic. I think that's something that just comes in our blood. I just think that's just something that just comes in our blood, bro. But I feel like the reason why, you know what I'm saying, it's, like I said, it's good to be stuck. It's good because you're actually doing something. Just double down on what you're doing. That's going to happen. That's actually a sign that you're getting somewhere. That you're headed in the direction you want. And this is just a little guidance to be like, okay, in your state, where you at, score. That's going to get you on the court. You already got the energy for defense. Score it. Because they're going to look for it. Nobody's really just looking for a defender going overseas. You better be able to score that ball.
Yeah.
Or you better be 7 foot. You better be able to score that ball. And 9 out of 10 of the places that you play with, you better know how to score that ball. You better know how to score that ball. And that's facts. You got another question?
Oh, yeah, I think I got one more.
All right. This is good.
I think we was talking about this yesterday. What's the first step to building, like great, healthy habits?
Great and healthy habits. I would honestly say like the to-do list. You're actually paying attention to what it is that you want, which is actually requires you to sit down and think, which a lot of people don't actually do. And have you ever just sat in one place for like 30 minutes and just thought?
Yes, actually, yeah.
Well, you're ahead of a lot of people. The hardest things that some people don't do is just sit down and think. A lot of times the answers that we all looking for are inside of us. I read in a book called Limitless. It said the questions are our answers. So once you start asking yourself the right question, it really even shouldn't be what are the answers. What are the right questions do I need to ask to get me to where I need to be? Because then that's your answer. Because now you just made your everything in you aware of what you need to do. Everything that you really want, if you make yourself aware of it, you're going to realize, it's like, I got this one car, and now you see it everywhere. Why? Because your awareness is on it now. Now you see it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Now you see it. So you got to understand what it is that I want. What habits do I want? Like I said, greatness leaves clues. So you got to start looking at what Kobe did, what Jordan did. What did he do to make him work? Well, Kobe worked out a lot on the basics. They didn't say he did a lot of crazy things. They just say he just woke up and worked out. He just did a lot of working out. He didn't do nothing special. He just, and they said the basics. Worked out a lot on the basics. He just did it more times than everybody. It really was nothing else. I'm just going to do it more times than you. And he was already gifted. And then you put the work in. Everybody's got a different lever stick in life. So some people got to work a lot harder. Some people don't got to work harder in probably one aspect. And it's probably vice versa for an entirely different aspect. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you got to figure out what habits do you want. What do you want to improve? We live in the age of information. And go online. Okay, I want to increase my shoulders and bench press. Go on YouTube. Look up 3 different dudes talking about which one, like what kind of workout. Pick the ones that you like the most. Listen to what they say on like the days. Figure out, a lot of this stuff is figure out what is more, which works for you. Find what works for you. That's all you're trying to do is find what works for you. And then start applying it. Well, maybe some people like to get up at 5. Well, some people are like, well, I work better when I get up at 6. You know, but I still get the same things done. So you just finding what works for you and what habits works for you. I told you, this is actually my first book. I don't even really promote this book that much, but that was my first book because I was so inspired by the change that I saw in my life that it made me want to write a book about it. And it's called Changing the Illusion in Your Mind to Reality. So it's like the things you think about, like how do I build good habits? How do I? It's an illusion in your mind. So how do I get to that? Really, and to me, it was through a to-do list. So I just explained what I went through to show like where I wanted to go and what I'm going through and what I started doing by solely committing to a to-do list that helped me change my whole life. Changed my whole life. I was about to quit basketball. I was injured. Since then, I won 2 championships. I just had a really good season. I got another one on the way. It's been up because I decided to change my habits. Not saying life didn't come across and stuff, but the habits that I created changed my situation that I was going in. You know what I mean?
Mm.
And it allows me to still be, even though, like now I'm the vet on every team. Now I'm the oldest guy on every team, but I'm always the best player on all my teams that I go to. Or one of them because of just my work ethic. I'm outworking young guys because of my work ethic. Guys retire, the killer age for most guys to retire is 30. If you make it at 30, you probably have, I didn't seen it, I've been in this game long enough, I'd see these guys to be done. I'm 33, feeling like, man, I could do this easy another 10. I'm not. I am not. But I could easily see myself like, I don't see no slowing down. Not at this point. I'm in my prime right now. This is the time for me to go put in as much energy and work as hard as I can and get the most out of this to build the life that I want. I understand different now. Because I talk about all that, about how I start off and I just, blow through money, don't understand the concept of living in another place and coming back. That's a different world. You got to manage 2 different worlds. 2 different lives you really living. Because you go over to a place and you playing for 7-8 months, you living a different life.
Yeah, whole different country.
I know guys who go over there and have a whole family in a whole different country. Come back there, it's a different. They don't teach you how to manage that. No one never gave me a handbook on how to manage that.
You're on your own once
you on your own. You're on your own. It ain't got to be like that. You gotta, hey, tune in. Listen up, man. I got you. I got it. Whatever you. I guarantee I'm gonna talk about a certain topic that we all done been through. Especially in this world, in this overseas basketball life. All you ever wish is to be like, man, just to be. I got somebody to understand what I'm going through, because everybody think it's sweet. It's not sweet like that, bro. It's like anything that's worth it. It's difficult, bro. And there's so many different levels to it. You got to kind of gauge and understand where you're at and where you want to be. Like I asked you first, what do you want? You gotta be real with yourself. What do you want? There's so many perks and so much negativity if you don't know which direction that you're going in. You can just. I finally made it overseas, and then I realized, dang, I'm only getting paid $800 a month for 7 months.
The contracts be like that. Hell nah. I'm $800.
Live action has been recorded. He did not understand this game. That's what I'm saying. Do y'all research before you get into the life, because you don't even know. It's like the average player. I think my first contract was $2,500 a month, and they cut me 2 weeks in, and I was 2 weeks in, so that's half a month. They gave me half of the month. Just made up some BS talking about we only give half of the half. So I got a quarter of my paycheck for the money that I got screwed over. Next contract, I was promised $3,000 a month. They paid me $1,400, something like that, half, and never paid no one. The owner skipped town and just ran off. We were stranded, no food, no water. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Next contract, I don't even remember. Next contract was an ABA, no money. The only money that we was getting was the coach would throw us $20 to make sure we wanted to get to the games, because we ain't had no gas. Oh man! Oh man! That there was the pay. That was the pay.
Oh my God.
Yep, that was the pay, bro. He would throw us about a cool 20. We would use that, drive all around Florida, have enough to just to get there, get back, and that's when you could get you a couple McChickens for $5. 2 McChickens a piece, a small fry. Me and Mark, we used to just split that and hit the road, man. Hour drive, hour and a half, playing the game, and then just be off, man. That was the life. That was the life. So people look now and be like, "Oh, okay, I see you." That's not what I'm making now.
Yeah.
Hopefully
not.
No, good God, no. You know what I'm saying? Like, not to go in more. I don't know. Most guys don't really talk about their price. You know it is because a lot of guys lie about their price. I don't care. My last little gig, I got $7,000. That's real good. If you really think about it, like where you gonna go, you just gonna come out making $7,000 tax free. Everything paid for.
Oh, I forgot it's that because he's not in the country.
See, I was just talking about taxes. And you working that much, and they taking that much, and you talking about you getting $600 every.
Bruh.
I'm getting $7 free. A lot of times I tell guys, y'all better go over here. You're going to find a place you never want to leave. You're going to always find a guy that stayed in the country, might married someone, your kid got... Always! Like, why am I living in America when I can live over here and this and this? It happens all the time. Just do it off the strength of that. You might find you a whole different world. Food cheaper. Great app. Bro, change your life. It's perks and it's downsides to everything. It's just how you manage it.
I guess also you can say perspective matter too.
What do you want?
But also though, like it was always it was saying how the people around you though also has like an impact on that, because if they're all everybody's perspective is on one thing.
Think about it. Right? I never had somebody to talk to about overseas basketball or a cousin, someone to talk to me about anything. There was one guy, my coach brought in this guy. He used to go to Hardy. He came and he played with us one time, and he played overseas. I seen one guy, and I'm like, I can do this. He came, he talked with us, me and Mark. We pick up, one-on-one, 1v1s. Of course, at that time, he was, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He was way better than us. We was just in college, but, I mean, in high school, but I seen it. I got to see a person that play overseas. I got to hoop against them. I'm like, okay, maybe there's a chance. If he came from Hardy, because you know nobody comes from Hardy unless it's what? Football.
Yeah.
We setting the trail. We trailblazing, man. Even more so. I'm trying to think. There has not been another person that played overseas basketball since me and Mark left.
Damn. Yeah, that's like how long ago?
We left college. We left high school in 2008.
It's like 2023. That's
15 years.
dang, bro. That's crazy.
There has not been another player that played high Division I since we left.
That too. But also that's because the county, exposure.
We made it. Trailblazers. I know about 2 other people that talk about basketball, overseas basketball podcasts. Trailblazers, man. It's in our blood, man. It's in our blood. I was even more so like, bro, gotta get you on here, bro, because you know what I'm saying? You got what it takes. I can see you got that drive. You got the same drive that I had. I want it. Bad. What I got to do, man? I don't know what to do. I got nobody to talk to about it. Yes, I've been there. And I'm kind of I'm undersized. I want it, and I'm kind of small. I've been there. Just keep working. Just keep working, dog. That's all you gotta do. Just keep working. Just keep working. You 10 times further than I was as far as mindset wise. I just have more height, and I understood the weight room more. You gotta get in the weight room. Weight room gonna change your whole life. Commit to the weight room. I just got up this morning. My body, you heard me, man. My body hurting. Guess where I was at this morning? Weight room. You want to get to another level, but you're not doing the things. Habit. That should be a habit you need to create. When I'm training, it's 6 days. When I'm off season, it's 6 days a week. 6 days a week in the weight room. First thing I'm doing, I'm going to go get my membership wherever I'm at. I don't care. I need the weight room. Weight room is a part of life. Well, the minute I change my whole game, the minute I start benching and start putting on some weight lifting, changed my whole game. I couldn't believe it. I'm like, oh my God. I'm dunking on people? What? When I was in high school, what? What? Quit. Same energy like you got, but I was put back king. Anything coming off that rim, I'm putting it back. That was my specialty. You miss, I'm putting it back. Quit. But you got to be strong because you got to get in there and get in the mix. You got to be able to get in there and get in the mix. We're a small frame people, bro. That's just in our genes.
Yeah.
But it doesn't mean it's going to stop us. That's what's going to make us different. Because we got the speed, got the athleticism. We just don't come off the rip with the strength. But it takes work. So I decided, I think I'm going to just commit to this habit of going to the weight room. Hey, going on my 10th season. So clearly, that's one habit I didn't break. And I know that's the reason it's helped me this far. Because you're getting beat up. You got to think about when you're overseas now, bro, you're playing 40, 38. Most of the places, you're going to have to play majority of the game. That's day in, day out. That wears and tears on your body. And I'm 33. I've been playing since I did all that. It starts a lot of wear and tear if you don't protect yourself. If you don't start, remember I told you the guy knees over toes. Teach you how to prevent things before you get to these points. Everybody reached that point, knee injury, I'm done. I mean, guys who don't even know how to stretch right. Who don't stretch. You're a professional athlete and you don't stretch? What are you committed to? What are your habits? One of my habits, I gotta stretch. I stretch about 30 minutes a night. All the time. I used to have my teammates, them just looking at me on the bus. We on the bus. I'm stretching. I'm putting in my time. They're just looking like, And then they'd be like, when they see the results, they'd be like, yeah, well, he is different. Yeah, he does get up and go run up a hill and go bike for about 6 miles before coming to weights again and then going to practice and practicing again on a regular, in season. I'm not doing that. Well, me and you have different goals in life. I want to be a legend, so I got to do something different. What do you want? That's it, bro. It's really that simple. What do you want and what are you going to do to get there? I know that was a long explanation for habits, bro, but you just got to figure out what you want and, okay, this is what I got to do and just get committed to it. You got a list. The to-do list is by far the best way to get to where you want, to create the habits that you want. I just got to stay committed to my list. I might have to give you that book. I'm going to give you that book and read it.
Which one?
My first book, Changing the Illusion in Your Mind to Reality. I got a copy of it. I'm gonna give it to you. It's on Amazon. If y'all want it, y'all can go find that on Amazon. Go cop that for your boy.
Where's the other course? Cause you got two. There was the.
I got the course and then I got the program. I'm slipping. I got to get the program up. That's on my to-do list. It's on my to-do list. You know how easy it is to forget.
Yeah.
If I did not have it on my to-do list, I'd be like, for one person want to know what I got to do. And I ain't even prepared. My fault. I promise I'm going to have it up. That's my fault. Hey, man, we not perfect. We not perfect, but we're going to keep these up, bro. We're going to chop it up. Probably have another interview before you go to school to see where your mindset is from now to your whole summer working out. You know what I'm saying? So you got a whole summer to put in work, not only on your game, but in your mindset. The faster you start training your mind for what's coming and where you need to be, the faster you'll reach your goals and reach where you're trying to go. The better you'll be prepared for it. We just show up, we're just not prepared. A lot of times we're not prepared for the opportunity when it comes. You want to just always be prepared. That's all I got, man. You good? Anything else?
Yeah, it's good.
All right, man. Appreciate y'all typing in. Make sure you guys, if you want to go check out my book, 6 Must-Have Traits to Be an Overseas Basketball, the link is in the description. Like I said, this is my cousin. We're going to have him on here again, definitely to see where he at. Because, you know, we all trying to, I just want everybody to just be ready for this life of overseas. I want everybody to experience it because I promise you, cuz, it's amazing. But it's how you balance it. You got to know. You got to know what you're doing. You got to have somebody in your ear. Second trait. And the third trait in the book, mentor. Gotta get you. Hey, we're gonna say that for another time, man. That's all I got. Remember, greatness is a habit, not a right. A habit. Till next time.
Hey guys, thanks for tuning into the show. Please subscribe on our YouTube, Spotify, Apple, and wherever you listen to your podcast. I greatly appreciate it.